Every night, a few hours before you wake up, your body goes fully paralyzed while your brain runs wild. That's dream sleep. Scientists just ran one of the largest sleep tracking studies ever done, and dreaming's biggest benefit hides in your heartbeat, not your head. Your heart doesn't keep its own rhythm. It's steered all night by two competing nerve systems. One acts like a gas pedal, speeding things up. The other like a brake, calming things down. A typical night splits into two shifts run by different crews. The first half, roughly 11 at night to 3 in the morning, is dominated by deep sleep, and that's brake-heavy, calm nerve territory. The second half, 3 to 7, is dominated by REM, the dreaming stage, and that's gas pedal territory. Your sympathetic nerves revving up even while your muscles are locked still. Get that gas and brake balance wrong for long enough, and you can end up with atrial fibrillation, one of the most common heart rhythm disorders on the planet. So researchers asked, does either overnight shift actually protect your heart's wiring? A team at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, led by cardiologist Evan Braden, used data from the Federal All of Us research program to find out, publishing their results in Nature Medicine in 2024. This wasn't a small trial. It pulled in 6,785 people who'd linked their Fitbit to their medical records, generating over 6.4 million nights of tracked sleep across a median of 4.5 years per person, with a median age around 50. To keep the data honest, they threw out anyone with less than 6 months of consistent tracking or too many nights of implausibly short sleep. Then they scanned for statistical links between sleep patterns and more than 1,600 different diagnoses, correcting hard for the risk of finding fake patterns by chance in a data set that large. 48 patterns survived that correction. Most of them had nothing to do with dreaming at all. People whose sleep timing bounced around unpredictably. Night to night showed higher odds of hypertension, obesity, depression, anxiety, even migraines, a whole separate storyline about chaos, not content. But buried in that list was the one that mattered for this video. People who spent more of their night in REM sleep had meaningfully lower odds of 3 different heart rhythm problems: atrial fibrillation, atrial flutter, and a slower, misfiring version of the heart's natural pacemaker. REM sleep percentage tracked with roughly 14 to 28% lower odds across those 3 specific conditions. Deep sleep showed a similar link specifically to atrial fibrillation. On the surface, that looks like exactly what you'd expect. More dreaming, calmer heart. But that first sweep was just a correlation snapshot, taken once, averaged across years. The real test was still coming. Here's why that first sweep needed a harder test. Scientists already had 2 smaller studies pointing in opposite directions, and neither had settled anything. One, following about 2,000 people, found deep sleep tracked with less atrial fibrillation, but REM didn't seem to matter. Another, following about 1,100 people, found the exact opposite. REM mattered, deep sleep didn't. Britain's team had the one advantage neither of those studies had: years of the same people's sleep, tracked continuously instead of a single snapshot. So they reran the numbers the harder way. Instead of one static average per person, they tracked how each individual's own sleep changed month to month, year to year, and compared people getting consistently more of a sleep stage against people getting consistently less. This is where the gas pedal crew and the brake crew stopped looking interchangeable. REM sleep's link to atrial fibrillation specifically vanished. It no longer held up under this tougher time-tracking test. Deep sleep, the brake crew, was the one whose connection survived. People getting more deep sleep had close to 40% lower long-term risk of developing atrial fibrillation. REM's strongest, most durable protective signal in this tougher test showed up somewhere else entirely. People getting more REM sleep had roughly half the risk of later being diagnosed with heart failure and meaningfully lower risk of generalized anxiety disorder. Different crew, different job. The brake team guards the heart's rhythm. The gas pedal team is guarding something closer to the heart's stamina and the mind's calm. Why would that split make biological sense? The heart's natural pacemaker, a cluster of cells called the sinoatrial node, takes direct wiring from both of those nerve branches. It's not an isolated muscle, it's an electrical relay constantly being told how fast to fire. Deep sleep's brake-dominant hours may be giving that pacemaker nightly practice running slow and steady, which is exactly the skill it needs to resist the kind of chaotic misfiring that defines atrial fibrillation. REM works almost backward from what you'd assume. Even though your muscles are locked paralyzed during dream sleep, older physiology research has shown your heart rate, blood pressure, and breathing all become more erratic than at any other point in the night. The gas pedal fully engaged while the body sits parked. Researchers think that surge might be less about wrecking the heart and more about training it, a kind of nightly stress test that keeps the heart muscle and the brain's stress response wiring resilient, at the cost of not being the shift that trains steady rhythm the way deep sleep does. It's a plausible story. It's also, as the researchers themselves were careful to point out, not a proven one yet. Though if it holds up under more study, they've suggested it could eventually help shape sleep hygiene guidance for people already at high risk of atrial fibrillation. Here's the honesty check. The researchers ran on their own data. The Fitbit device doesn't watch your brain waves. It partly guesses which sleep stage you're in using your heart rate and movement. That means an already irregular heart could, in theory, be warping the sleep readings themselves rather than the other way around. When Britain's team checked people who already had atrial fibrillation, they did find subtly different heart rate variability patterns during REM and deep sleep compared with people without it. And those same participants also carried more coronary artery disease and obesity going in, exactly the kind of tangle that could produce part of this pattern as a side effect rather than a cause. And REM's record isn't spotless either. Once the team adjusted for sleep apnea, more REM sleep was tied to slightly higher odds of a completely unrelated diagnosis, obesity, up about 12%. The gas pedal crew doesn't only hand out protection. What holds up, deep sleep, the first half brake crew, has the most consistent link to lower long-term atrial fibrillation risk. REM, the second half gas pedal crew, has the most consistent link to lower heart failure and anxiety risk. Two overnight specialists protecting two different systems, not one shift doing all the work. Sleep stages aren't interchangeable background noise anymore. They're trackable signals for specific disease risk, pulled from the largest data set of its kind, and a preview of what your wearable might eventually be able to warn you about years in advance. If your Fitbit's sleep tab just got more interesting, subscribe for more of this.